swear there's another one. So there's a number of things. The SDK that we announced is completely free. You can download it today. It's very lightweight. Calling it an SDK it almost overplays what it is. It is a very lightweight wrapper mechanism for you to take your application, for you to get it ready for the store, to put the DRM wrapper around it that we use in our store, get it through self-validation, submit it yourself. It's all self-guided. There's forums, there's videos, there's a ton of self-help available right now that you can go do this. So if you have an application, and I know I've talked to a few people in the last couple of months that are like, oh yeah, we're already designing that way. It's perfect. If you don't, if you have an app that you think could work, we're migrating all of our tools over to support Atom as well, which to me is actually even more compelling than anything else because we've got decades of history in some of the best tools in the industry. Programming tools, graphics tools. The graphics performance analyzers have been our key to bringing PC gaming back to PCs. If you've paid attention this year into the core platforms that we announced and we're shipping, they actually will play PC games, largely because of turning up the technology on our platform, but primarily through our graphics performance analyzers. And my litmus test was that Tim Sweeney at an architectural review board last month at GDC actually stood up and said, yeah, we've tried our stuff on it. Those platforms aren't that bad. If you follow Tim Sweeney, he has not been the biggest fan of Intel integrated graphics. So Tim saying they're not that bad, I'm taking as high praise. That capability is going to come in very, very handy in tuning for netbooks because you've got a lot less overhead in your application. So even if they're older spec machines, the frame analyzer, the task analyzer, these things allow you to look down into your game, your application, and really find out where the bottlenecks are. If you've not looked at these tools, I highly encourage you to do so. They are going to save your life and increase the performance and the experience in your games tenfold. So what are the benefits to you? Well, in addition to potentially hundreds of millions of units that will be out there shortly, which I kind of gathered from the talks today may be slightly important to some of you in the audience, it's actually a very comprehensive program. It's leveraging all of the things that we do well and bringing things that we've not traditionally done that need to be done. So bringing the tools environment, bringing the support environment, bringing an open platform that allows developers to decide what they want to market, what price they want to market it at, how they want to go to market with their consumers, whether that's a free through upgrade model, whether that's a pricing model. We're not setting price bands. We take that openness and we're still embodying it, but we're providing the underlying foundation to bridge that gap today between what we could do and all of those consumers that want to do those things. All right, I think I've really killed it this time. There we go. So we strongly believe that this is going to be fundamentally, we know that this is the way consumers buy applications. There's no question. We think that, Apple's phenomenon in training people that this is okay, that this is how you consume apps. Other people have attempted this. I challenge anyone else to have a better infrastructure in terms of support, in terms of developer tools, in terms of all the things to get you where you need to be, and provide the transaction model that lets you capitalize on it. Many people have tried to copy that playbook. I have not seen it working very successfully other than the one that we all look at. Secondarily, we're looking at the launch countries being incredibly broad. And you could see up here, but I'll actually show you what the fan out looks like. So quite rapidly, this takes you to a worldwide audience. Whether you do language support, that's your decision. Whether you need language support, whether your games are graphical enough that you can bridge any language with them. For these kind of platforms, we're right there. And as I mentioned earlier, at least 3 of our major partners have announced publicly that they're supporting the App Up Center, and more are coming on daily. And really fundamentally the key for us is to build that content because we get into a chicken and egg scenario. We'll be ready to launch this store by this fall. Whether the OEMs find it compelling or not is how much we can cooperate together to create great content that people will want to buy. It's wonderful to open a shop. If nothing's on the shelves, no one comes in. And I heard funding was a little bit of a concern, interest. We've actually created some programs both for funding models. And so if you go to the website right now, there's some interesting funding opportunities for innovative applications. These are predominantly proactively built, so these aren't for porting older apps, but hey, you got a lot of tips and advice on how to pitch people today. You can look at us like one of those, I won't claim to be as cool as 4IP, but maybe dodgy venture capitalist type people with a lot of money. That would be us. But you can show me the game because I like all types, so I'm okay. I'll look at it day one. I may still tell you that we're not funding it, but I may end up playing it. And for those of you that complete this, we've created a developer challenge that goes through August. And we've actually had phases. We had one that ended at the end of March. We've got one now running through the end of August. So you get your application submitted, you're immediately eligible to win prizes. Pretty significant prizes. Money. I don't know about the Volt. I got to look and see what the international regs are on the Volt, but it may be an electric Peugeot or a Citroen or something over. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If you win the car, we'll figure it out. But, in summary, I think really fundamentally we have made conscious decisions not to encroach on our major customer space. And our major customers are fundamentally the people that ship computers. They've been largely uncomfortable with Intel taking any other role than making great products that they can rapidly take to market and go do what they want to do with them. In this segment, there is a full realization up and down the value chain that the world has changed and that the way that consumers are going to use these products is radically different than our traditional PC industry thinking. And we're responding to that, and we actually need your help to respond to that as well. So hopefully when I come back for Develop, all I'll hear is netbook, 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 netbook. I'll know my trip was worth it then. But I'm here tonight. I'd like to open it up because I wanted to leave a couple of minutes for questions. So beyond what I've already told you, I am absolutely open. We've got a few minutes now, and I'll be around for the rest of the evening as well. So please find me, grab me, buy me a beer, and then ask your question. Thank you for hosting me today.